What's up, everybody? It's Trip with Sailing and Such here on YouTube, and in this video I'm going to be going over some camera stuff. I get a lot of questions, say, Trip, what cameras do you use? What mounts do you use? And how do you get those awesome, incredible shots to make those just totally epic and amazing and fabulous quality videos? Well, actually, I added that last part in for effect. People don't really say that because I do make still amateur videos, but they're still watchable and they're enjoyable. But basically, I'm going to show you guys some of the mounts I use, some of the cameras that I use, and just some of the angles I try to get and how I try to get some footage that is entertaining to watch. But I'll go ahead and tell you the #1 secret for making videos that people want to watch. It's not about the angles, it's not about the cameras, it's not about the mounts. It's about what you're doing on the camera. If you're acting like an idiot, you're doing something stupid, entertaining, or informing people of something, showing people how to do stuff, and just not a lot of boring video, people will watch it. But it does take cameras and mounts and things to do it. This is Yak, the cat. Kai, her sister, is around here somewhere. Kai and Yak, those are my cats. Alright, let's get to it, folks. Oh, memory full, of course. Probably because it doesn't have an SD card in it at all. But that's okay because we are filming with that camera. Alright, so the main camera that I use and that I have been using for probably ever since my very first video, like 3 or so years ago, very first kayak camping video, has been this bad boy here. The Olympus TG870. Actually, I started with I think the 850, then I got the 860, then the 870. Why am I getting new cameras? Well, because I've either killed them or they died. And there's really not a whole lot of other options out there that just do everything that this camera does. I have a video about that shows just why I like this particular camera and why I bought so many of them. You can check that out. But I use that camera a lot. That gets the majority of my shots, typically. But here recently I picked up a new little action camera. This is like, it's similar to a GoPro. This is the Kodak Pix Pro SP1. It's basically a wide angle camera that is waterproof and picks up audio while it is waterproof. That is a very, very important key to me, which is why I don't use the GoPro style cameras. They have to be in the housings to be waterproof, because then you can't hear me talk, you can't hear me say stupid things, or yell when I jump in freezing cold water, or groan whenever I brush my teeth with soap, or silly things like that. So you gotta have the audio, in my opinion. Gotta have it. I also bring along with me the camera that you're watching right now. It's the Nikon D5200. I started bringing that along my last few trips because I can get an external mic for it that picks up really good audio, and it does really good video too. And I have that external mic with a little fuzzy wind thing on it, so I can still film whenever it's windy outside, because I've had that issue before. And video with a lot of wind noise isn't much fun to watch. So try to cut that out if you can. Sometimes you can't help it, but sometimes you can help it. This Olympus camera, it actually has a setting where it can kind of knock down some of your wind noise, so that's pretty nice. I guess it's worked pretty well for me in the past, because that was my primary camera, or the only camera I took with me on many of my trips. For mounting my camera to my kayaks, for a few years now, or actually the only really mounts that I've been using have been the Yak Attack accessories. They work good. I like that they have just the little balls on them so you can just rotate them all around. They've got some nice little options like this Panfish option where I can just spin this bad boy around. Let me turn this camera on. Now here we are with this shot from the new Kodak Pix Pro SP1, and so this is a wide angle shot, probably better than most angles that you have probably seen in the past with my TG870 Olympus camera. And I like this better because I think you can see more behind me. Used to, you couldn't really see much of me, and really I don't know how much you're seeing of me right now, but I'm assuming it's good. I haven't even tested it yet. But whenever you're in a touring kayak, you don't have a whole lot of options. You can't really move around and get to a lot of different mounts and adjust camera angles and turn them on and off at a lot of different angles. So this is all that I've used while paddling my touring kayak. This, or either maybe take it out, use it by hand, or something pointing back at me, or something of that nature. But with the camera mounted here, it makes it pretty easy just to lean up. You can adjust it if you want to the side or whatever. Loosen up these little, I don't know, clamps here that clamp to the rubber balls so that you can adjust it. And like I said, it has the really nice Panfish option to it where this portion just pivots just nice and easily. So while I'm paddling, I can be paddling and talking to you guys, and then as I get to something interesting, I may just turn it and shoot that, another interesting tree or an interesting bank or down in the water, or get a different angle of me, kind of shine it down with a paddle dipping in the water, or maybe if the clouds are cool, maybe get the paddle up in the air or something, and then, you know, maybe the kayak going through the water while I'm paddling, and all this while I'm talking, and I'll take these B-roll shots, so to speak, and I'll play those while I'm talking, just to kind of break up just the long monologue portions, because you don't really want to just sit there and talk and talk and talk. I know I do that sometimes, like right now, but so you want to try to get this B-roll, as they call it. It's really, really cool. Or actually, it's just something that you need to focus on getting. Get a lot of B-roll. Can never have too much B-roll. I never film enough. Never enough. But it's really easy to film, especially if you have this little panfish option. You just spin it around, if you see something cool, you know, paddle for 3 seconds, or, you know, paddle for 10 seconds, spin it. Paddle for 10 seconds, turn to another angle, and keep doing that. As you can see, I haven't really used a lot of just different angle options on this touring kayak, although I've still been able to get some pretty good video. So it's all about turning it and just getting different angles. Just try to spice it up. That's what you got to do. The way that all these Yak Attack accessories mount, they basically just will screw into a piece of T-track or a Mighty mount like I have here, which is basically just a small piece of T-track. But you see it has a T-nut on the bottom. Simply slides in, and as you tighten it down, it's threaded. It'll tighten up on there, and you're ready to rock and roll, and it's not going to be going anywhere on you once you get it good and tight, just like that. And then you can see it does the exact same thing with just a normal piece of T-track. Put it on there, cinch down, and she's ready to rock and roll. And here I have my newest vessel, the Kayak Kahuna. This thing is awesome. It's great for filming because it has so much gear track. I have 2 pieces of gear track here, right here around where my feet are, so I can get to it really easy for cameras. Then I also have 2 other pieces of track mounted here on the back, so I can put other cameras and all kind of stuff back here as well. Another thing that I added was just a small piece of gear track on the front, so I can get another angle of me from the front. On the back, I've been mounting this taller Yak Attack pole. I forget what it's called. It's some sort of panfish as well, because it has a break in the middle where I can just easily just spin it around to get those different angles and that B-roll shot too. Just makes it so much easier, so you don't have to loosen up this and fiddle with the camera all falling over and stuff. It just is nice to get one of these panfish mounts. Having the camera back here will be good to get shots from behind, you know, whether I'm sitting down paddling or standing up paddling or whatever. You know, this will just be some really interesting shots from the back, or me falling off the board, or, you know, whatever, or what I'm approaching, or things like that. You just gotta think of different ways to get some nice shots. And one way to do that is to watch other people's videos. Not only mine, there's a lot of people who I watch who make really good cinematic type videos that I watch and learn how to get some good shots, or try to. I don't really use them as much as I should, but I'm watching. I'm trying to learn. Having another mounting option on the front, I think was just really important for me. You know, maybe I could use it to get some shots, you know, like straight down in the, you know, straight down in the water like that if I wanted to, or straight in front of me, or, you know, at an angle back at me. See, all this stuff is just so easy to maneuver when you just loosen up these little nuts, and then you can put it back, and it's really kind of sticky and it'll stay where you want it to. These mounts are just really great by Yak Attack. I really, really like them. And also, I still have the option to spin. Very important. And then if I want to, I can just loosen this bad boy up. Bring it over here to this track. This is a special type of track here I forgot about. You don't actually have to slide your little T-nut into there. You can actually just kind of pop it in wherever you want and tighten it down. Pretty cool feature that comes standard on these Kayak Kahuna paddle boards. So now I can use this. If I want to like shoot down in the water or something, I can do that with pretty much ease. If I wanted to use another extension here, you know, I could do that and just kind of loosen this up, shoot it down. I could actually get this camera down under the water to get some really, really cool shots as I'm going through the water. Or I can, you know, if I had an extension, I could bring it back, bring it all the way out here and shine back at me. I see a lot of those shots on some fishing videos and stuff. Now, all this gear track is really handy to have, but you don't have to buy a kayak with it on it. You can, of course, add pieces like I had this Mighty mount here on my touring kayak. But really just having all this built in just makes it so much easier. I've never had this before, this luxury, so it's just I'm just really excited about the videos I'm gonna be able to make with it. Really excited. Now let's talk about how I make some videos off of the kayaks, because of course that's most of the time, right? Well, probably not. I don't know. Who knows? One thing that's very important, and it's actually one of the first tips I give to someone who asks me about filming videos, and that is to use a tripod. Use a tripod as much as you can, because you all know if you watch a video and someone's trying to just hold the camera in their hand and it's all shaking everywhere, trying to get their campsite or whatever, or themselves, it's difficult to watch at best. But if you just get a cheap little tripod like this is a Zip Shot by Tamrac. I think it's like $13 or something on Amazon. You can check it out in my Amazon store at sailandsuch.com. But it's a fantastic tripod. It just folds up so nicely. It's made like tent poles. It just folds up so nicely. I know I've shown this many times, but I really, really like this tripod, and it's cheap, and it just works. If you bring one of the telescopic tripods, like the one I have, a nice one that the camera's sitting on now, I'd be worried about sand and dirt getting in it and kind of messing up as the telescopic parts go in and out. But this right here rinses out easy, and I haven't had any issues with sand, and I've had this thing buried in sand and fallen over in sand and salt water and all kind of stuff, and it's still going great. So if you don't have one already, definitely invest in a tripod. And it doesn't have to be a really big one, because I get all my shots when I'm out on this. I even put the big camera on this tripod. Got to be careful, because it'll fall over on you. You saw that happen on the top of Stone Mountain. I thought my camera was a goner, and I still have scratches on the lens. I can see it. Another really fun and really useful piece is a monopod. This one is a Dolissa WT 1003. This was sent to me by one of my subscribers, and this is one of my favorite things now. But it's a monopod that will extend out really far, so you can get some really good selfie shots. If you're walking around camp and stuff like that, you can just use this and you can get some really good wide open shots while you're walking. Les Strout uses a monopod a lot whenever he's filming himself. He'll take it and he'll just rest it right here on his thigh as he's walking on his hip crease, and he gets some really good shots. You can really hold it pretty steady. The farther you hold it out, the less shake and movement you have. It's more of a fluid motion because your arm and the whole thing is like a big shock absorber. So it's really nice. I also use this whenever I'm swimming underwater or something. I'm trying to get some shots, and it makes the camera pretty easy to hold. This will also be useful to use while you're even in the kayak or something. You can still get some good shots while you're in the kayak. Maybe some straight up overhead shots. I haven't tried that yet, but if you go over some nice clear water like I hope to next week, just get some straight down shots. That would be pretty cool. Actually, I have done some of that, but didn't really turn out well, so you guys didn't get to see that video, unfortunately. That's when my GoPro was screwing up on me. Also, don't forget, you always need to bring a few extra batteries, maybe some battery packs and the charging cables so you can charge your cameras at night or while you're not filming. You don't ever want to run out of battery, and you also don't forget your SD cards. I've done that too, and that is no good. No good. That's basically like forgetting the camera. Don't forget the SD cards and extras too. Oh, and also, don't forget to empty the SD cards, because I think I forgot that as well. You got a full SD card, you're like, okay, I got my SD card, I'm ready to go, and you turn the camera on and it's full. It's no good. Be sure you get a big SD card. I finally got a big 64 in that joker so I don't run out. I want to give a big thanks and shout out to all my supporters over at Patreon. You guys are the people who are helping make these videos happen, who are helping me buy this gear so that I can film more videos, helping me travel to different locations to help film these videos. And also thank you all, people who've ordered a shirt, ordered a sticker, whatever you guys have done, a gear hanger or PFD plans or whatnot, or just commented, liked, and shared a video. I appreciate each and every one of you folks. And hey, this is pretty much all my camera gear. I don't really have anything super fancy other than that camera, but I mainly got that camera for filming videos like this, although it has been proven to be pretty useful out on adventures as well. Just got to be super careful with it. But as you can see, it really doesn't take much to film some videos, and when I started out, I didn't have near as much stuff as I do now, and I still film some good videos. So like I said, it's not about the gear, it's not about how good your camera is, it's not about how good your mounts are, it's just about your imagination, what shots you can get, and really and truly, it's about, are you showing something entertaining? Are you showing something that people want to watch? Something you want to watch? If you make videos that you want to watch yourself, someone else is probably going to want to watch them too. And that's basically how I make my videos. Whenever I'm editing, I cut out all the fat, and I try to make just videos that I want to watch. Hey, if this is a boring part, I'm cutting it out. Cutting it out. So you got to think about that. Always cut out the fat. Trim the fat, people. I used to do it 2 or 3 times to each hour-long or more video. Trim the fat. And your personality goes a long way too. If you're a little silly, if you're a little crazy, kind of like I am, people undoubtedly like to watch. And also, be yourself, be down to earth, be honest. Like me, like I don't, I'm no professional. I don't claim to be an expert or anything. I just don't mind having the camera out and filming myself while I'm doing these crazy things sometimes, or being silly sometimes. I show it all, the good, the bad, the ugly. That's undoubtedly what some people want to see. Not everyone wants to see, because there's a lot of other bigger channels out there than me, but hey, you guys apparently don't mind watching me act a fool and have a good time. So hey, you guys, hope you all enjoyed this. If y'all have any questions or any tips, leave them in the comments, and I usually reply to just about every single comment, and I hope to see you guys in the next adventure. And you know what, my whole goal here, like I said, is to inspire people. I want to inspire you to get out there, not only go paddling, but maybe even film your own adventures, because imagine showing this to your grandkids one day. Or, 200 years from now, people are going to wonder, wonder what they did back in 2017. How did they do it way back then? Well, you know what? They're going to be able to get online and watch sailing and such videos and say, man, look at that crazy guy right there. And you could be you too. Hey, you never know. You could go down in history, baby. So I hope you watch my videos, inspires you to get out there and enjoy. But hey, take care, folks. I thank you for all your support and everyone watching. So just be good to yourself. Follow us on Facebook, Snapchat, and Instagram. And I will see you guys in the next adventure. I hope I'm getting a day adventure next week around some clear, crystal clear water. And get in that cool water, because it's getting hot down here in Southeast Alabama. All right, folks, take care of yourselves, and God bless. Let's see y'all on the next adventure. Get out there. I'm telling you, get out there. Don't make me make you get out there. Feel like I can do that over the video. All right. See, sometimes I'm an idiot. All right, people. Be good.